Hello there everyone, my name's Amy, this is The Opinionated Woman, and welcome back to Crafty Reads, the series where I wrap up the last 5 books that I read and I do some kind of craft. Today we are still working on my hexagon cardigan. I have got a whole video coming about it. I am on my second side, so I'm very proud of myself. I'm just working on the purple here, and we're going to talk about some books, so let's get into it. The first book I read was shortlisted for the Women's Prize, and that's The Sentence by Loise Erdrich. This is a book by a Native American author. It's set in Minneapolis, and we're following our main character, Tuki. At the very beginning of the book, she gets into some trouble and goes to jail for a while, and then we reconnect with the story when she's come out of jail. And she started to work in this bookshop, this little small town bookshop, little independently run thing. And so we're basically going into the life of the bookshop and the different characters that are in it, because they're all very interesting characters that are dispersed through this book. Like, all the secondary characters are so well fleshed out. I really enjoyed it. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say, I have a new couch and new hair. If you haven't, since my last Crafty Reads video, chopped off all my hair, got a brand new couch. So I'm excited for how this is going to look compared to what my old couch looked like. Anyway, so this bookshop has this regular customer, and she's like really difficult and ornery old lady, and she dies. And she starts to haunt the bookstore. This is not like a horror-y haunt. It's not like a goofy haunt. It's almost like it's unsettling. It's like nerve-wracking, you know? So we're following along with why this is happening, trying to figure out why they're being haunted and how to stop it. But at the same time, this book is set from the end of 2019 to the end of 2020. So just that 1 year. So we're getting a lot of like the pandemic in there, so they still run the bookstore, but they're obviously on much smaller staff, and they've got this ghost hanging around, so it makes it feel very like ominous, which I thought was written like so well. But the rest of the story is very much a quiet story about these relationships between all these people, Tuki and her husband and his daughter and her child, and all the different people from their tribe and the ones that are in the bookstore, and the different cultural things that like bring them all together. It also feels very isolated some of the time because of the pandemic, but I just thought it was so beautifully written and so quiet. Like, I love a quiet novel that's not all about the drama of the plot. It's like really based around the characters, and then you throw in an ornery old ghost at the same time. Like, I mean, that's a winner for me. And it's probably on one of my favorite books of the year, even though I struggle to encapsulate it in just like this kind of thing. But anyway, just pick it up, okay? Then I read The Confession by Jessie Burton. This is a book told in 2 different timelines. In the past timeline, we're following Elise, who meets this woman called Constance, and she falls absolutely head over heels for this woman and decides to, you know, sort of get swept up in her jet stream, and she follows her along her career as an author. And then something dramatic happens and she changes her life like forever. And then in the present day, we're following Rose, who is Elise's daughter. And all we know is that Elise left when Rose was a baby. Rose never knew her. She was brought up by her dad. And when we come into the present, her dad has given her 2 of Constance's books and told her, like, this is Constance Holden. These are her books. Your mother and her were in a relationship before you were born, and she was the last person to see your mother. So this sends Rose down a path of trying to find out, like trying to get access to Constance Holden, finding out who she is, and like in this desperate attempt to find out who her mother is. And at the same time, it's very much about like self-discovery, because Rose is at a very stagnant stage in her life, with her career, with her relationship. She just doesn't have a lot of closure about a lot of things in her life, and I think this look for Constance and what she finds definitely helps to craft more of who she is and be like allows her to let go of the fact that her mother abandoned her. And I thought it was really well done. It was a very easy read. I found the ending not that satisfactory, but if this happened in real life, it would be the same. Like, it would be a very unsatisfactory ending. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and Jessie Burton's writing, always a good time. Then I read a really stupid book, and that's What Have We Done by Alex Finlay. I had heard of Alex Finlay, and on my quest of finding more thriller writers that I enjoy, I decided to give him a go. I thought he was a woman at first, but no, he's just a man. So I was like, okay, let me give this one a go. It's his latest release. Don't bother. Blech. Stupid book. It was quite badly written. It's got a lot of very much like women written by men, which I will expand on now. And I just found myself not connecting to any of these characters. So we're following a couple of different points of view. I think 4 points of view, but 3 of these people used to live in this like orphanage, kind of like foster home. And we know that something dramatic happened in their past that's like a secret, you know. But now in the present, one of their number has been murdered, and it seems that someone is trying to kill the 3 remaining people. So we follow those 3 remaining people along like the happenings of them like nearly getting killed and what happens and what they find out along that kind of way. But at the same time, we're also following the assassins that the people who are trying to kill them have sent. And if these are not the most written by men assassins I've ever heard in my life, good God, I was telling my sibling about it and they were cackling, because they're 2 hot evil twins and they're women. And they say the most corny evil lines like we're both the evil twin. Like, so stupid. It was so stupid. So like I said, like I really struggled to be attached to any of these characters. I didn't care what was going on with them. I don't feel like they were very fleshed out. I think that's probably describes this book a lot. Some stuff was just not fleshed out. There wasn't enough background to be able to actually connect with why these dramatic events were happening and to actually care. I just thought it was really badly written, and I am not going to be reading any more Alex Finlay. Then just a quick one. I read volume 2 in the Scott Pilgrim series, and that is Scott Pilgrim versus the World, which is what the movie is named after, because that's a great title. This book series, if you've never watched the movie or read these books before, they follow Scott Pilgrim, who falls in love very quickly with this girl called Ramona Flowers, and to be with her, he has to defeat her 7 evil exes. And each book follows along as he's sort of figuring out how to defeat them. And I love the art style. I love how well the characters come across, even though, like, you know, there's not a lot of dialogue. Like, there's so many establishing shots that I think are so good, but you get a lot of their character through these. I mean, look at them performing there. I love that shot. You just get a lot across with very little, and I think that's like what shows a really good, great graphic novel. And yeah, I am excited to read the rest of them that are already on my shelves. And then lastly, we have something gay. Well, the confession was also gay, and the sentence had a bisexual main character. So there's quite a lot of queers in here. But this particular one is The Yellow Kitchen by Margeaux. I need to read the name. Vialleron. It's French. I don't know how to say it. I'm very sorry. So The Yellow Kitchen I found on Scribd because it came up as lesbian fiction or queer fiction. And I was like, okay, cool, that sounds great. Like I was saying before, it's one of those very quiet novels that are very character focused that I love. And we're following 3 main characters, Claude, Sophie, and Julia, and we get all of their points of view. And we go across the expansion of their friendship. They're this threesome that have been met each other at different points, and they become fast friends. And the place that they always seem to gather is the Yellow Kitchen in Claude's house. Claude is a very enthusiastic cook and baker, and a lot of their friendship and the discussions and the big conversations that happen between the French happen in the yellow kitchen while Claude is cooking food. And the food writing in this is top tier. Like, I'm a pastry chef. I don't work as a pastry chef, but I'm a qualified pastry chef, and I did work as one in the past. And I've seen some appalling food writing, some like really busted food writing, and this was perfect. It just added so much atmosphere, and it was so lyrical. Like, she describes the touch, she describes the aromas, she describes the feeling that the food evokes. Like, it's just really beautifully written. And this is just a really quiet book about these women and their lives, and between two of them, when their friendship seems to have developed into something that's more than a friendship, which causes a big breakdown of the friendship. But I just thought it was very quiet, very well written, very lyrical. I just thought it was executed so well, and that is why I sometimes need to just scroll around Scribd and see what sounds good, because I get to find some gems like the Yellow Kitchen. I'm one side. I could have done one more side, but no, that's not going to be done in this Crafty Reads, because we are done talking about these last 5 books. I really enjoyed that. They seemed to go by really fast. I'll have to look back and see if it was actually really fast. If you've read any of these books, let me know. Have you read Alex Finlay? Did you hate him as much as me? Did you love one of these books like I did? Did you like The Sentence? Please let me know. Other than that, if you'd like to support my channel, I have a Kofi link down below. It's just a little one-time tip jar. If you feel spendy and generous. Other than that, like, comment, subscribe, all of that fun stuff, and I'll check you next time.